Okay. That's to Riemann. Oh my goodness, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay. We are alive once again. Oh goodness gracious. Live once again with Naruto goodness. Where I have with me a delightful second helping of my dinner. Which is... what's it? It is a mixture of venison and beef mince, with some penne pasta, some pasta sauce, and some cheese sauce, all in a loving little mix in a giant tray, and then we dish it out, and it is so delicious, and just, it is the most comfort food, and I'm just going to be munching on that all throughout this, so I do apologise in advance. Michael Rich, welcome in, my dude. How are you? How are things? How is life? And everything, all of that. Oh, that's delicious. Hey, I can give you the recipe. Although it does require home-killed venison. So I guess supermarket venison would work just as well. We had a lovely date yesterday. Ooh, congrats on your lovely day. Oh. How to, like, give me the dates. Give me the goss. Was it romantic? Was it relaxing? Was it exciting? Was it just lovely?
Battle begins. Here you go. Here you go. Pretty good atmosphere. It's the giant plant.
Oh yeah, I don't know how the hell me clinking around my bowl is doing in my hair. Oh, from Gran Turismo! It wasn't until last week that I actually realised it was a thing. That's how out of touch I am with films. Although if I go, she probably thought, hey, this is... But hey, I'm glad the movie's good. Anyway, like some people are saying, we might finally be out of the video game movie curse.
I'm just the kind of guy that wins.
Right, Super Mario Brothers has been good. Gran Turismo, by the sounds of it, is good. When else do you play it? It said yeah. Hi. It's Final Fantasy 16. I mean, come on, like, you're allowed to delete Gran Turismo for Final Fantasy 16. Because is she a Gran Turismo fan? Or yeah, or does she like does she play any video games? Introduced me to a new anime called Blue Lock. Ooh, I haven't actually heard of that one. What kind of one is it? Is it a shonen one, or is it like a... what sort of anime? Might actually... I'm gonna Google.
Over here.
Hey, it makes two of us, my dude, on that one. It makes two of us. But, let's see. So like, there's things that you have in common, like the anime. There's things that you don't have in common, like Gran Turismo and football. I just typed in anime on Google, and that's not what I want to be doing. I want to be Blue Lock. Here we go. Why do I feel like I've seen... No, I'm thinking of Captain Tsubasa, never mind. Battle Royale football. She sounds kind of deep. As in like violent battle royale or just really, really intense football?
Battle begins.
I might have to check that. I'm slowly collecting an anime list. And like it's ever growing and I'm just never getting around to actually watching them. So I really need to start. Who gets sent to training camp when he gets to play the national team? Who's a chance to play the national team ever? Ooh. Different game. Okay, I'm sold. Yes. Any kind of like, oh, we've got to pick a winner from this, so you're gonna do different games and challenges to narrow it down. I'm in. No matter the context, I'm in. It's gonna be polite and then just like sitting there, you're like, damn, this is good. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool too. That that she was able to introduce you to that. See, you've got enough of a difference that you can both like introduce each other to new things, but then you've still got that like common foundation there as well. Love it, love it. I am hoping that things turn out well for you in terms of that. I've got a couple of young ones coming up. How have I been? I have been surviving work. Work's being once again a mongrel, but that's because like it's kind of a case of like we've got so much work on. Like if in my team alone, we have enough work that if we didn't have any new projects starting, from now on, we would have enough work to last us, all of us, together 6 months. Actually no, like all of us working full-time, 40-hour weeks, no new work, and just trying to get all these projects done. We've got like 6 months worth in the pipeline. We've got so much on, and so small a team, that it is, we're getting there. We're getting there. But other than that, I have been alright, I think. I've actually been trying to get to, I've told myself every day when I go home from work, I'm going to just do one run, depending on how it goes, depending on how I feel, maybe 2 runs in Returnal. I have gotten to the last biome and horrendously died, but I've gotten to the last biome, and that in and of itself I am so proud that I've gotten to. So I am so close to finishing that game. I've just got to get through the last stretch. Part of me is almost thinking, screw it. I'm just gonna run through the entire biome to the end. Don't even care if I'm not like picking up weapons. If I can just survive to the end, then I'm fine with that. And that's pretty much it really. I was wanting to draw more emotes and like like streaming screens, but for some reason my drawing tablet, the pen started going like, I don't actually know if it's the pen. I'm kind of hoping it's the pen that's gone haywire because I've bought another one. It's on its way. But like, it did this weird thing that like when I hover the pen over the tablet screen, like without even touching it, it's like registering pen pressure. So it's like when I actually touch the pen to the screen, it's just having an absolute meltdown. So I'm trying to get that fixed. But I did manage to get a couple of emotes. I'm just fiddling around with everything and got to like a stable-ish point. Did a couple of emotes and then what have I done? Wait, what have I? Wow. No, go back. That was about it, really. Nothing else to it. I feel like I've done more. No. Tomorrow night though, me and the boy, because I completely forgot that it was this week. So I've got my my work midwin to do tomorrow night, so I won't be streaming tomorrow night. But anyway, it's at this there's like a marketplace in the middle of town, but they've got this sort of like a kitchen up the top that they do like, you know, masterclass cooking events and classes in. But we're doing a master chef challenge. I think I might have mentioned this before, but yeah, doing a master chef challenge. So we all get split into teams. You've got to make a bunch of hors d'oeuvres, and then they get judged master chef style, and then we get treated to a lovely dinner afterwards. And I am extremely excited. The boy's excited too, but he's like, oh my god, can you stop telling everyone that I'm like good at cooking? Because now I've got like pressure to live up to. I'm like, but you are good at cooking. Like everyone at work wants you on their team because you're so amazing at cooking. He's like, why are you telling them I'm amazing at cooking? I'm like, what am I gonna do? Lie? Because no, I can't do that. You're amazing at cooking, and now everyone wants you on their team, and so you just gotta. That's kind of pressure you gotta live up to. So it's about it. There we go. Yeah, so that's what we're doing tomorrow. So I'll be able to tell you on Saturday how we did. Hopefully I win. Or not, yeah, hopefully my team wins, should I say. I've got to be a team player. Team player. There's no I in team, but there's 5 I's and individual brilliance. I learned that one from and I'll always remember it to the end of my day. I learned that one from The Apprentice UK, when they're doing and that too. Come on. There we go. But yeah, no other updates really, I think. My colleague at work is playing Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment on the PC. I'm waiting for the PlayStation version to come. So he's telling me how much he's loving it, and I'm just like, I want to finish Baldur's Gate 2 first, and then I can play it. But I don't actually know. I've actually got no idea how far I am through Baldur's Gate 2. Oh my god, excuse me. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I always do that. Every time I have like a little coughing fit, no matter how big or small, I sneeze at the end of it. And like I was saying it to Mum, Mum's like, doesn't have the exact same thing, but she has a thing where like she has to sneeze like 5 times. She sneezes, she'll sneeze 5 times. And like it's weird, like, because she literally doesn't sneeze any less or any more than 5 times. Anyway. Because I completely forget that Baldur's Gate 1 and well, Baldur's Gate 3 is sort of a continuation of Baldur's Gate 1 2. Like, obviously they're different stories, but like, there's recurring characters. I completely forget that that's the case. So there'll be like characters in Baldur's Gate 3 that kind of like, you know, a character will do that dramatic like walk up and like walk out of the shadows, and then they step into the light and like the music swells and you're like just sitting there going, should I know who this person is? I don't have zero idea who this person is, but it's like, it'll be like, I don't know, one of your companions from Baldur's Gate 1, which I think is the case. Because I think there's a couple of companions who Jahira and Minsk, I think have been there since Baldur's Gate 1. They're your companions in each game, I think. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to play, and I'm so glad that it is doing as well as it is, because Larian Studios needs all of the exposure and what's the word, accolades that they deserve. They are an absolutely fantastic game development studio. They just put out nothing but quality. Like, my god, the Divinity games are incredible. What's it about? It's a bit... From my foggy recollection of the first game, and what I remember so far of me going through the second game, which I'm halfway through and I haven't played it for like a few months. So the first game is basically it's set in the land of Faerun. It's like a it's a Dungeons and Dragons property, I guess. Yeah, spin-off property. Yeah, spin-off, there we are. First game is you're a person who is living in this like castle fort academy. You're kind of like you're an orphan, as you always are, in this sort of thing. And then your adoptive father gets killed by some guy. Can't remember his name, to be honest. And you basically just got to hunt down a bad guy. The guy that killed it. Something like that, anyway. And then you find that you and the main antagonist. How the hell did I get he done? Oh my god, okay, thank god. I didn't actually do the wrong fight. Okay, lovely. Sorry. I just looked at a matchup that was a bit further down the list than sorry, anyway. Okay. I'm gonna explain this a little bit better. Which one? I'll try and give you the plot. Without spoiling it. Okay, here we go. Plot synopsis from IMDb. So you play the main character, the ward of the mystical monk Gorion, whose name, sex, race, and class are defined by the players, blah blah. You leave your order's keep for the first time and start a journey to discover your true identity, but someone wants you dead. In the high fantasy medieval world of Forgotten Realms lies the continent of Faerun. Yeah, so basically, like, kind of like how in the Elder Scrolls you've got the hero of Kvatch and the Dragonborn, whatever, you're the Ward of Gorion. Yeah. And so Baldur's Gate is a city in the continent, so it's like the big capital city. And then Baldur's Gate 2 is a continuation of that ish, where there's basically, from what I can gather, there's a wizard sorcerer dude who has who's basically like kidnapped one of your companions from the first game, and currently the mission is just to go find her, and intrigue ensues. Yeah. And the and in the first game, the antagonist, he's the son of the god of murder, Baal. So he's like he's a bit stronger than your average everyday dude. That's pretty much it, really. There's really not much more to say about the general plot. The rest is you know, just all like the companion quests, and you just go around and do quests, and because it's all like, because it's D&D, you do like skill checks and things like that, so you have a chance to fail on things. And you know what I have just realised? I have not run an ad break. My goodness. So I'm gonna have to do that as of right now, after this fight. Pretty much, like, my colleague at work who's playing it, he's like, I was playing the first game before you guys were even born, and I'm like, yeah, probably. You feel old yet? But yeah, no, it's an ancient game. Right, I'm just gonna run a super quick ad break. For those who it affects, ciao. But for those who it doesn't, happy to have you around. But yeah, it's a very, very old game, but it's just famous for its goodness. It's a very, very good computer RPG. Yeah, and I'm glad that it's gotten the love. And a lot of people are actually saying, is this the sleeper game of the year? Is this the game of the year that just suddenly has just popped up and absolutely blown everyone's socks off? And it's going to be game of the year. Is it going to beat out the legendary Zelda? Because I think at this point, when I think about things like the Game Awards, because even though there is like a player vote or like a general public vote, the critics, in terms of the game of the year, the critics vote still is like worth 90% of the weighting. So as much as you can have a bajillion people vote for like Final Fantasy 16, I don't think it's becoming game of the year. I think no matter how many people vote for it, I don't think it's not gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be between probably Baldur's Gate. Oh, actually, I mean, it could actually be anyone's game really, because like, could actually be, because there's so many different ways of voting. I mean, like, some could argue that, you might argue that Baldur's Gate 3 is the best game. You might argue that Tears of the Kingdom is the best because of its like player freedom and creativity. You might argue that Starfield's the best because it's probably, I would go so far as to say that I think Starfield's probably the most anticipated one, and the one that's had the biggest media buzz about it. I mean, of course I would absolutely love Final Fantasy to get it, but I don't think it will, because what's the narrative? Oh, actually no, the narrative you spin about it is that it's the first, you know, new direction for the series, the most un-Final Fantasy like un-Final Fantasy, but then you could also say that Breath of the Wild was the most un-Zelda Zelda, and that one game of the year. So it's really actually is anyone's game, really. And I like that. It's actually probably going to be the most interesting game of the year, I think. Like, I'm still, you know, I still don't trust games journalism as a whole, because, you know, Gone Home won Game of the Year in 2013, and as much as I hate The Last of Us, actually no, hate's a strong word, as much as I dislike The Last of Us and think it's overrated, and that's also coming from someone who hasn't played it, so hate that with a big grain of salt. Like, I'm sorry, a walking simulator that's done over and done in like 20 minutes? Yeah, no. That does not win Game of the Year, I'm sorry. And then Last of Us Part 2 beating Ghost of Tsushima. That is the other crime. That is the crime of 2020. Was it 2020? It was 2020. That, the fact that Ghost of Tsushima did not win that, yeah, I know exactly why it didn't win. Or rather, I know exactly why Last of Us Part 2 won, but, and it's also part of the reason why I just don't trust games journalism, but yeah. 2013 had an absolutely incredible year for games. And it had Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, Bioshock Infinite, which was a fantastic game. Like, I actually thoroughly enjoyed that game. And I've watched hella analysis videos on it as well. I have watched all analysis videos of Bioshock Infinite because I love it. That kind of like stuff I adore from the core of my being. So Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013 and did not win Game of the Year. Grand Theft Auto 5, which even 10 years later is still as big as it is. Like, I'm sorry. That was just, no. That was just, no. That's probably the biggest crime. And it was the first, and it was, you know, Rayman Legends even. Oh, yes. Oh, Dota 2 only came out in 2013. Oh, okay. Years ending in 3 and 7. Yes. Okay, hang on. 2017, what did we get? Breath of the Wild, Nier Automata, Super Mario Odyssey, Destiny, yes. Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed Origins. I think you might be onto something, Michael Rich. I really genuinely do. And then 2023, we've got the bangers that are Zelda, Final Fantasy 16, Jedi Survivor, Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3, Street Fighter 6. Yes. Okay. Tekken 8? Is Tekken 8 this year? I think Tekken 8. I feel like Tekken 8's this year. Okay, so hang on. We'll test your theory for 2007 and 2003. So what came out in 2007? Portal. Very, very important game. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Bioshock. Super Mario Galaxy. Guitar Hero 3. I will fight anyone who says that Guitar Hero 3 is not the best Guitar Hero. I will fight anyone on that. Halo 3. Peggle. Crisis. Team Fortress 2. Yes. Okay, right. We're now gonna test your theory with 2003. Alright, here we go. 2003. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time came out in 2003. Yes. Just yes. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. Yes. Jack 2, Final Fantasy X 2, Tony Hawk's Underground, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, The Simpsons Hit and Run, arguably everyone's favourite game from 2003. Like, yes, I think, Muggerich, lock it in, load it in, that is, I think, an extremely sound theory about the 3s and the 7s, which makes me oh so excited for what 2027 is going to bring. Join Silent Hill 3. Is Silent Hill 3, is that, again, complete and utter horror game nub, is the general opinion of Silent Hill 3 that it's meh, because I know Silent Hill 2 is like one of the best horror games ever. You can never played it. Yeah. It must be incredible pressure as a game developer to, like, when you've had a game that's like hailed, you know, hailed as good as you know, a game is, and then you're like, oh crap, they want us to do a sequel, but how do we top this? Yeah. I know, I was reading something the other day, apparently, the developers of 7 Remake, or the team that worked on 7 Remake, basically development went far slower than they were expecting on 7 Remake, because the team that was working on it was so nervous and hesitant to do anything because they were so scared of mucking with the original game. Like, they were so deathly scared of ruining the original game or making it too different to the original. And so they were going so slowly and carefully, and they were just, and that's what made development just you know, go way slower than they were expecting, which, I mean, at the end of the day, worked completely in their favour, because my god, I don't think they could have done it any better, to be honest. Well, in the sense that I think that the direction that they've taken the story is probably the best thing they could have done. But, like, yeah, it must be incredible pressure to follow up an amazing game. I suppose it's also when you think about it, if they've always planned for like a trilogy of games or whatever, then it kind of it's not too bad, I guess. Like, you think of it like Star Wars and the Marvel Cinematic Universe up to Phase 3. There's a hard line once Phase 3 finishes, and we venture no further beyond that abomination. Pun intended. Actually, no pun not intended. Anyway. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think, should be in the history books for how to plan a franchise's worth of a story right. This is how you plan a connected cinematic universe. This is how you do it. You do it slowly, you do it methodically, you set up your characters, you do all this, you just slowly, gradually build up, and then when you do your big final film, the payoff, an emotional payoff, is there. Star Wars, specifically the sequel trilogy, can just go rot, because that's how you don't plan something right. That was they had no plan going into it of, I mean, they might have had a rough idea of what they wanted to do, but from one film to the next, you can just tell that it was almost like they were just rewriting the script every time. Every time they change film, the story just changes into another direction, and it just tries and undoes whatever happened in the film before. And episode 9 could have been something special, but alas, it was not. And, you know, as much as I walked out of the cinema after episode 9 being like, oh yeah, I think I enjoyed myself, I feel nothing. I feel nothing for that. In fact, I get more emotion, I feel more emotion in the prequel trilogy than I do the sequel. It is like, it's just someone who is using Star Wars' bloated, money-filled corpse, and puppeteering it as a, you know, puppeteering the cadaver. Anyway, that's my semi-rant about Star Wars over. Don't forget watching the Avengers. I remember watching, what was the first, I think Thor was technically the first MCU film I watched. It was also the beginning of a 4-year? 3-year. I feel like it was longer, but it's probably only about 4 years obsession with Loki. Like, I was a different person back then. I'm not that person now. Anyway, I will not go any further. I was obsessed. Like, you think you know what obsession is? Like you think of like obsessed Tumblr nerds? That's what I was for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I knew every detail. I practically knew the Avengers, the first Avengers film, I practically knew the entire script off by heart at one point, like fully, like not even kidding. Every inflection, like all the tone changes, everything, got it all down perfectly. Yeah, and then the fact that they planned it so well that at Endgame, I was a ball of tears by the end of it. It was incredible. I loved it. Oh my lord. Fabulous. That's the thing, yeah, and that's the thing about Star Wars, like, they had everything there, and they do say that, like, the biggest crime that sequel trilogy did, or rather didn't do, is they had Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher, rest in peace. They were all alive. Why? Why did you not put them all in the same film? Why did you not have these three characters, should I say? Well, 4 if you count Chewbacca. Why did you not have all of them reunite? Because that would have been incredible. But no. No, you didn't. And then, whoop, someone died, so then you've lost your chance. Biggest crime. Biggest bloody crime that they did. And I think it's the biggest shame, I think, that for a lot of people Star Wars ended on such a sour note.
There is no
The first movie was Iron Man. And like, and the thing too with Iron Man as well, like he was like a B character before, like no one gives 2 shits about Iron Man. Like that guy, oh, okay. And then whoosh, he's now like the main character. Arguably the MCU's main character. Him and Captain America as like deuteragonists. Like yeah. And yeah, and seeing that post-credit scene everyone who like knew, they would have been like, wait, what? Don't tell me. Like what? And then little old me coming in at just at Thor, like, Thor was the last film before the Avengers, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, me coming in right at the end. Oh, very, very happy though. Any new most mild characters? Thanks Ultra Lights. Literally me. Yeah, I knew them from Ultimate Alliance, and there was something else I knew them from. So watching like I think I was just watching some like Saturday morning cartoons as well. Like that was it. That was it really. Yeah, I'm like, I've got a passing knowledge. Yeah, but now I'm like, I could tell you every character of the MCU. I could give you every detail you wanted it. Yeah. No. Unpopular opinion, you love episode 3. Unpopular opinion, I love all of the prequel trilogy. In fact, those films are what got me into Star Wars. It was episode 1, specifically even, that I'm like, I like this. Me and my little 4-year-old self, you know, I'm like, this episode 2, I'm liking this. I like Padme's dresses. She looks very nice. I love Obi-Wan. He's amazing. Oh my god. Obi-Wan's amazing. General Grievous looks so sick. Like, yes. I far prefer them to anything that the sequel trilogy did. Like, I genuinely and arguably, and I think it's not even a contest, as much as people don't like episode 1, as much as they don't like episode 1, I would bet money on it that not a single person disagrees that the fight between Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, and especially the Duel of the Fates track that goes with it, is like possibly single-handedly the best thing about that prequel trilogy. That is peak Star Wars. And just peak, like, so that whole bit is just so memorable. The music is so memorable. I love it. Like, even if you rewatch and you're like, yeah, you know, it's still too politicky for me, and trade disputes in there, whatevs. Like one of Dad's favorite, I think Dad's favorite villain is Darth Vader, but it's almost like his second favorite is Darth Maul. Like, Darth Maul is just cool. And then even in the Clone Wars? Yeah. They made him even cooler. Like, it's just got some good stuff there. Just got some good stuff. Yeah. I mean, having watched, if you're into long video essays, and funny ones though, Red Letter Media, probably one of my favorite YouTube channels, top 3 favorite YouTube channels. They're absolutely amazing. They do they play a character called Mr. Plinkett, and he's meant to be like a gross, like, basement dwelling movie person who watches movies and stuff, and there's this whole like story that they do throughout that he's like kidnapped this lady or whatever, holding her hostage. But they're, as much as I do like the prequel trilogy, they've got really fair, very fair critique of it, and their critiques of it make a lot of sense, and I don't really hear much about it. Like they say that it's too clean, like it's all the sets, obviously they're all computer generated because Lucas is like, oh my god, computer generated stuff. What's this? But like Star Wars is grimy, it's dingy, it's like, you know, very junky. It's, you know, all that sort of stuff. Whereas like everywhere in Coruscant is just so smooth and shiny and clean. And it's like, this isn't Star Wars. But yeah, anyway, long story short, I love and will forever love the prequel trilogy. There we go. The OG Attack of the Clones animated cartoon, like the one on Cartoon Network, that was absolutely fantastic. I remember watching it as well, back when it came out, and it was just like the Star Wars Extended Universe stuff is amazing. Like the Star Wars Jedi games are fantastic, like absolutely fantastic. In fact, like most of the Star Wars games are really like the main ones, I guess. Really good stuff. Like the Star Wars universe is really just enjoyable. I just like it. Like the cartoons are good. Like The Mandalorian season 1 was incredible. The Andor show is actually really good. I mean, before it got Disney-fied, basically anything that hasn't got Disney's mitts on it, yeah, anything Star Wars related that doesn't have Disney's mitts on it is good. It's just straight up good. Anything Disney Star Wars can just go and die in a hole. But Disney had to bit. Disney had the audacity, the boldness to do that, and frankly they can just... Disney's one of those sort of like mega corporations that everyone kind of is hoping slowly, everyone's getting on board with it, but everyone just hopes it just dies eventually. Everyone just wants Disney to burn at this point. And to be honest, I wouldn't blame them because they've ruined Marvel. They ruined Marvel. They've ruined Star Wars. Yeah, I'm good. Can we just go back to a simpler time, please? Simpler time before Disney. Pre-Disney, where people actually had creativity and a passion for the subject material. Anyway, I could go on forever about my feelings about modern day media. I think because, like, favorite piece of Star Wars media. Oh. My heart is jumping straight to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's what my heart's jumping to. In fact, actually, yeah. Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I think. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that was the first game I played that I'm like, oh my god, this is actually what a Jedi would feel like to play as. Oh my goodness, what is this? Force powers? Yes. Or like, no, and I say Force powers, obviously this is Force Unleashed, but like, I suppose in like an RPG-y setting-ish. Yeah. Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2 are fantastic games. Absolutely fantastic games. And the thing I even love the most about Force Unleashed It's not even the game itself. It's I love it when like voice actors are huge massive fans of the material. So, like Sam Witwer, who does Starkiller, like if you go against him in a Star Wars quiz-off, he will annihilate you. Like he is unreal when it comes to Star Wars. Like he knows everything. He will make you quake in fear at his Star Wars knowledge. And is good, and I love that. So, Lego Star Wars. Oh, the Lego Star Wars episode 1 to 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, can I have 2 answers? Can I do 2 answers? One of them's Jedi Fallen Order and the other one is Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. I hesitate to say Skywalker Saga because they've done the levels a bit weird. I meant like yeah, actually no, Lego? No, Lego Star Wars is what I'm most nostalgic for. I think it's the nostalgia more than anything. But it is but no, those are just, I think I would even go so far as to say that the Lego Star Wars are probably the best Lego games. Yes, the best Lego games for what Lego games should be. Lego, like Avengers and Lego Marvel Superheroes is probably my favorite Lego games. Purely because like flying around just feels so satisfying. Thank you. Oh, come on.
Here I come.
Come on, cunt. There we go. Big Lego Harry Potter anyway, it's not crazy. It is 100% fact. It is fact. Like, I don't particularly care much for the Indiana Jones films. I think Temple of Doom is everyone's least favourite, but I think it's probably my favourite. The Lego games I enjoyed more than the films. The Lego Lord of the Rings and Hobbit game were fantastic. Yeah, they're just good. They're just some all-around good stuff. And the humour in it as well. I do actually enjoy the humour. It's not too childish, and it's also not too cerebral. You can actually like understand it. What I haven't actually played, and I kind of actually want to play, is like the Lego like Ninjago games, like the actual like Lego property Lego games. but I think the Lego games are like, they are everyone's childhood. They are everyone on this planet, even in the remotest tribes on the most remote island, have played a Lego game. Most of them Lego Star Wars. Or Lego Star Wars or Lego Harry Potter. Everyone on this planet has played at least one of those.
Misread it.
That feels crunchy. Sorry, that sounds weird. Crunchy. I put this like jelly stuff in my hair, to help it retain its lovely shape when it's dried, which it like frizzes itself up after like 2 hours. But there's this jelly stuff, and if you put enough of it in, it gets like, your hair gets all like hard and crunchy. But apparently that's meant to be a good thing. They call it, you gotta scrunch the crunch away. Makes your hair nice and soft. But anyway, segue. Side tangent, that's the correct word.
I'll settle it. I'll settle it.
Come on. Alright, Yogoda. Cutting. So where are we at? We're only at like 40 now, aren't we? I'll pick up the pace on these ones. Oh, my dad, who's in America at the moment, he's in the Midwest. He's been taking heaps of pictures of just his travels. He found like an ice cream shop, and oh my god, this flavor sounded amazing. Oh my lord. But he see, he works at a BP petrol station normally. He took a picture of him standing underneath the BP sign over there, and then there's casinos in the BP petrol stations. Like, seriously? You guys have got casinos in your petrol stations? That's mind blowing. That's really mind blowing. It is like goddamn, but then he's been going to like steakhouses, and he's been having grits and biscuits with gravy, even though biscuits with gravy over here is a very different thing. It's different in the sense that it's cookies with gravy. Yeah, and then he's been getting like beer in like a frosted mug, and it's just like, yeah, it's just been, and anyway, he went to a county fair as well. Cheesecake on a stick, a pork chop on a stick. I need this stuff to be a thing in New Zealand. Like, my goodness golly gracious. It is incredible. Cheesecake on a cheesecake slice on a stick, like, yes. Commit actually dating skills are I mean, there was one flavor, I think it was called a strawberry blondie. That looked beautiful. There was the oh no you cookie don't or something. Yeah. Yeah, oh no you cookie don't. Mint chocolate. I think it was. Yeah, mint chocolate. Yeah, it was great. It was lovely. And now, can you tell me? Because I didn't actually Google it at the time. So he was videoing down like this big line of like ice cream toppings. So they had like, you know, chocolate sprinkles, peanuts, Reese's Pieces. Yeah. Now, I thought it was called health bars, and I'm like, ooh, who's putting a health bar on their chocolate? That's on their ice cream. Blasphemy. Gross. And then I like looked again when he was scrolling through. I'm like, nope, that's not a health bar. Heath bar. What is a Heath bar? Is it just like a chocolate bar or something, or is it like caramel or whatever? We don't have them up here. But I'm just curious as to what a Heath bar is. Beautiful. Goodness gracious. Bet I should check what's a Heath bar? Oh no, don't do this. No. The chocolate bars are super old maiden. Oh dang. Goodness gracious. Good on them for still being a thing. Heath bar. Wait, Heath bar NZ? What is this? What is this? Is it a secret society that's been... Oh, there is, of course there's American chocolate and candy stores over here. I can get myself a Heath bar, look at that. Eventually evolved into Hershey's. Oh dang, okay. I didn't realise that. Well, you know, my fact of the day. The Heath bars, or rather Hershey's, evolved from Heath bars. I love it. Love it. Hashtag chocolate bags. When it comes to chocolate, England's Willy Wonka chocolate is delightful. We don't they don't sell it normally here. Anytime I can get my hands on it, whatever method that is, I'm thoroughly happy. And I can tell you right now, when it comes to like, I don't know, I'm guessing you guys call them potato chips. Like, these call them crisps. Well, actually no, in New Zealand they're potato chips or chips. Potato crisps from Ireland, my motherland. Potato, smoky bacon, and or cheese and onion crisps are hands down the best potato crisps in the world. No contest. They are absolutely brilliant.
Ninja art, inundated with flowers.
Right now, 6 paths and Roshi. Actually, I've been, because me and my homeland, my home country, I've been wanting to learn Irish as well. Like, I want to, before I die, I want to be conversationally fluent in Irish. So I've been learning little bits here and there, and I finally think I've got a grasp on like all the different sounds. It is difficult. It's an extremely difficult language to learn in terms of all like the rules and things. But I'm getting. They say the easiest part of it is learning how to read it. Like, the easiest part is learning how to read the words and like pronounce the words, because apparently the pronunciation and rules in that sense are really consistent. And once you've like learnt all the different, you know, the rules around it, it's consistent across everything. You'll be able to read and pronounce every word. You may not know what the word means or how to use it in a sentence, but you know how to pronounce it. So I'm getting close to having done that bit, and then it's just learning how to string sentences together. It's going to be my biggest challenge. I'm getting there. I am getting there. So as I learn, I might treat y'all to a little bit of Irish, possibly. I've learnt some swear words, which I will not repeat on stream, because even though they're swear words in another language, they're still swear words. And I'd rather not get done for obscene profanity. Right. No and Orochimaru. Okay, after these two, I'll update the list. We've done 50 fights.
Battle begins.
What was the first anime series that made you go, now this is the grown-up stuff? mean, if you count it, I don't like. Do you count anime films? Because Ghost in the Shell would be. Now, do you say like grown up as in like it's gonna be too boring or too many, you know, adult story, or do you mean like grown up? I'm sure you don't mean grown up. So in which case, yeah, probably Ghost in the Shell if you count that. Maybe even Gantz? I've never actually remembered if it's Gantz or Gantz. Gantz. I'm gonna say Gantz. This would be the other one. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not in the realm of shonen anime anymore. What about yourself? Down to 28. Lovely jubbly. So and Death Note and beats Black Suit Sasuke's maturity. Wait. What? Okay, sorry. Hold on. Hold fire. Pause. I do this every single blimmin' time I need to pick Hanzo. I end up picking the third Raikage. And lucky for me, I haven't actually done this matchup yet. Anyway, false alarm. My I think it's my younger sister. Someone in my family anyways has watched all of Death Note. Yeah, I see there's heaps of like I suppose like Death Note fits into a category of anime where like the amount of like philosophical and like it's ripe for video essays, let me just say that much. Like the moral implication of what Light's doing. Yeah, all that kind of thing, which I love, and I'm glad. It is Gantz, okay, lovely. I'm glad. I'm glad I got that one right. Yeah, it's definitely, I think I was watching it because I was, where did I even stumble upon it? Oh, someone just said, oh, it's just this really cool like action thing and there's all like weird stuff going on and they're like in like a virtual world and it's like all this sort of thing. I'm like, oh, that sounds lovely. I'm just like, whoa, okay. This is a little bit more than just that. Okay, I'm good. Well, not like I'm good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a bit more intense is probably the wrong word, but you know what I mean. A bit more than just a light and fluffy action thing. Speak for 7-minute video essays. It is. It really is. And rightly so too. It's just like, you know, you look at anime that have stood the test of time, really. You know, your Narutos, your Bleaches, your One Pieces, your Death Notes, your Attack on Titans, you know, all of these sorts of things. Like there's a reason they're as popular as they are. What's a popular series you don't enjoy? In anime or like in anything? I'll do one per medium. Hang on, here we go. One per medium. Popular, like, so popular anime would be I've never gotten into Attack on Titan, to be honest. I've tried. I think I've tried about 3 times and I just can't do it. Just something about it, and I don't know what it is. It's just I can't. I just can't do it. Video games. I mean, so many to choose from. I don't know. No, I'd say, I mean, there's a few, but it's more so with video games. I suppose it's like there's obviously genre that I can't get into. This whole genre, like any sports game. I'm sorry, Madden. I'm sorry, FIFA. I'm sorry, WWE wrestling. Actually, I have to call that a sport. I'm sorry, Tiger Woods PGA Tour Championships or whatever. But wait, which series are you thinking about? You thinking about The Last of Us?
Battle begins.
And then for TV, in fact, there's actually a lot of TV shows. Like, a lot of TV shows. In fact, actually, the more I think about it, the more when it comes to just like raw, like just like terrestrial TV, there's actually very few that I do like. Now that I think about it, like all of the popular ones, like I don't like. I never like drama TV shows because they always just have to be rude. Like, you can't ever have a drama TV show where there's just rude bits in it. I'm just, like, immediately out.
That's a relief. We managed to win.
It's... So, like, Breaking Bad, nah. Sons of Anarchy, definitely no. Suits, if it was just legal drama, sure. But it gets rude bits. It's another one people like. Yeah, just they're all rude. I just played as Tintin, didn't I? Now we're Tobinella. Said, I think The Last of Us is okay, I get looks like a do. As do I, my friend, as do I. Like, again, I always have to preface, like, I haven't played it, but you know, I know the story and I've seen enough of the cutscenes to know that it just does the spot that it seems to be hitting for everyone doesn't even lightly graze. It's just like and I suppose it just all comes down to, you know, I can bawl my eyes out at Final Fantasy 15 when everyone's like, it's the worst Final Fantasy. And I'm like, well, I just think it's, you know, I absolutely bloody adore that game. And that hits some far more bigger emotional core than I'm sure The Last of Us would ever do. Yeah. Blitzball, as difficult as it is and stuff, I can respect that they have fully crafted that thing. That is probably one of the most mechanically involved mini games, and probably the mini game that's probably got the most depth, to be honest. I mean, you can spend 100 hours just doing blitzball fights and crafting your team, and like, it's insane the level of complexity that it has. So that in and of itself is like yeah, like the blitzball game would have been its own spin-off sort of thing. Like, not even Triple Triad and Tetramaster and like 8 and 9 had that level. Obviously, even though Triple Triad, you know, you play throughout the whole game. Well, actually, both of them you play throughout the whole games. Nowhere near as mechanically involved. as Blitzball was. In fact, what's all the other mini games? Yeah. Tintin. Oh my god. Excuse my language. Wait, no, because this first game isn't true. In my 30 plus playthroughs of Final Fantasy X, I have won that Blitzball game once. And I put that Strength Spear straight onto Auron, and he was an absolute beast throughout the entirety of the Me and High Road. He was one-shotting everything down the Me and High Road after. Yeah, I think even then I got lucky because I think I managed to do a jet shot, which actually scored the goal. And then I basically just like hid. I just didn't even play offensively. I just played the most defensive after that, just to say screw it. I'm gonna reach, you know. I'm gonna get to the end, you know, basically drag the fight on until it runs out of time. Yeah, I think I've never been able to use the eject shot properly, or I think I'm just not setting myself up right, or I'm not getting, and also actually, sometimes I haven't even been able to learn the jack shot because I stuff up the minigame on the thing. I completely and utterly stuff up the minigame on the ferry. Most of the time I'm generally good, but no, stuff it up. This minigame mode's good. That is... Once I understood it, like there's kind of I find that everyone, and this it could just be me, it's my experience anyway, but I wouldn't be surprised if everyone else goes through this. There's like two phases to Gwent. One is the phase where you play your first game. You're like, okay, I think like, okay, I get what I'm meant to do, but I'm playing cards and I'm not kind of quite understand like how is the enemy, like how are the opponent doing that, and then you're just like, what? But then you reach a second phase after a bit where you kind of like something inside your brain just like clicks suddenly into place, and you suddenly understand what you're meant to be doing, and at that point it is the greatest minigame ever. Like, I'm like, I can actually understand the strategy I'm meant to be playing with, like the Nilfgaard deck with the spies and everything. Like, I actually fully grasp how I'm meant to be using them and what I'm meant to be doing, and it's just like suddenly you go into each match optimistic, and you can see what you're doing wrong, and you can pick up on what the opponent's trying to do, and it's just like it just suddenly works. And I don't feel like something just like screeched. I think I'm mad. Lovely. Anyway, I am just going to run a super quick ad break, another one. Should be the last one of today actually. So BRB and 3 mins for those it applies to you. I'm gonna get something, I need to get something, like a little overlay thingamabob, that I can just like get to pop up like somewhere on the screen when like, oh, ad break coming up in like 2 bins, something. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I remember that when it came out as its own game, and I was tempted to get it, but I'm like, I've got too many other games to get through, I can't afford to. Like even now, like my backlog, it's sitting at 38 games at the moment, and there's even like games that I'm excited for, and I completely forgot to put on my backlog as well. And then I've got 20 games, no, 22 games currently on the go. Either on the go or like I haven't, like they're there loaded and I just haven't played it yet. Like all the Trails games being an example. Yeah, so I've just got so many games to get through.
Battle begins.
Study again.
You better get the stepping then. Better get the stepping. Yeah, because it's like the Baldur's Gate 3 coming out. It's kind of like, okay, I've got to finish Baldur's Gate 2. Okay. But yeah, I feel you. I feel you on a level. Come on, push it. Yeah, like I've got stuff on my backlog on games that like I've been out for ages, and I just haven't played, just never gotten around to playing. There's heaps of games that are coming out. Like there's so many games, like games that don't even have a release date. Like Elder Scrolls 6 is technically on my backlog. Will it come out in my lifetime? Who knows? Yeah, it's and because the other thing too that doesn't help my cause as well is that I can't just like play a game that's like the middle one in the series. Like if I'm gonna play Baldur's Gate 3, I have to have played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I can't go in and play Gears of War 5. I have to have played Gears of War 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then when I've played Baldur's Gate 1, 2, 3 and 4, I have to have played Baldur's Gate sorry. When I've played Gears of War 1, 2, 3 and 4, I feel this like compulsion to then play and finish Gears of War 5. It's like I can't just do a few games in the series, I have to do all of it. It's this weird compulsion. Yeah, and then also just because I'm the sort of person that, and my brother's like it as well I think, is like if I'm playing a game, I'm slightly not feeling it, slightly, like I have to finish it. Like I absolutely hate, like I feel like uncomfortable, hate starting a game and not finishing it. Like if I'm halfway through a game, it takes all the willpower I have within me to not finish it and to be like, nope, I'm really not feeling this. It's better to spend my time playing another game that I will enjoy. It's, you know, it just really, and a game really has to not gel with me for me to feel that. There's only been like probably a handful ever. I think Sonic says you don't have to, but you'll notice little Easter eggs if you do. I need the fullest experience. I don't want to be walking through and oblivious to like all this goodness that's going on around me. Like I want to know that character that obviously seems to be having some emphasis around and everyone seems to be cheering and clapping when they appear. I want to know who that is. It won't feel right if I don't know who that is.
Battle begins.
Yeah, and if like if a game what's that? Like if there's because like Gears of War is actually a perfect example. I played and finished the first Gears of War. It is not my type of game really. I finished it, managed to do it. Was a couple of nerve-wracking bits, and like I can feel semi-comfortable leaving it there, but I know in the back of my mind that there will be a point in time where I've kind of like exhausted, let's just say by some miracle of God, I have exhausted my backlog of games. I've actually reached the end of my backlog. I may pick up Gears 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly. But like, I'm content enough purely because it, like, I was finishing it out of a sense of obligation. Like I'm sort of fine there. The other thing too is like if there's like a game that I want to platinum, or a game like where I've said like the finish criteria for like knocking this off my backlog is like a platinum trophy, and the platinum trophy like requires like the big collectathon sort of thing. I like Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga and Jedi Survivor are actually the two current examples at the moment. Both of them I've got on my thing. I can finally tick them off the backlog once I've 100%ed them. Both of them at this point are it's just collecting the collectibles. You know, I've done all the story content and everything like that. But because they're things that you just chip away at. So at the moment they're still sitting on my backlog. You know, still a number on my backlog. But even though I haven't touched them in ages, like, I can't just be like, oh, maybe I just change, you know, I'll just say, well, I finished the story anyway, I'll just change the completion criteria, just mark that. Like, no, doesn't feel right. But like, the platinum trophy isn't difficulty, you know, isn't difficulty mode related. Nope, gotta do it. I've gotta do it. Like, there's no excuses. I've just gotta, it's more like to get those platinum trophies, it's more just a time investment. More than a skill-based thing. And like when I get those cases, it's like I feel even like more of a, it's almost like an obligation. I know it's like, you know, some people will probably say, girl, you are the maker of your own prison in this case. You know, they don't have to be like this, you're the one that's making them, so but it's like, nah, it's like I feel this, yeah, it's just like I can't not do it. Oh, now, question. What is the feeling about easy modes in games? So like, some people get their pants in a twist around easy modes, saying that a game should not have an easy mode. There should be, you know, one base difficulty that you play the game on, and then you unlock the super difficulty afterwards. But there should be no easy mode. If you can't finish the game, then you just got to get good. You know, easy modes are just like, or like story mode and all those sorts of things. No, get them out of my games. Or that, you know, you shouldn't be, not like you're less than if you use an easy mode, but you know, we look down upon easy mode players. Because, like, I think about it and I'm like, think of like games 20 plus years ago. You know, you'd be very, very hard pressed really to find a game with multiple difficulty modes, like a story mode, and then an easy mode, and then an average mode, and then a hard mode, and then a nightmare mode. Like, there's only really been something from like mid-2000s up, I think, and this is me who could be just completely unaware of this in early games, but I feel like it's the case. But like a story mode has only recently, or has only really become a thing once video games became, or more video games took a storytelling approach to themselves. You know, with the Final Fantasy VII showing that, oh my god, games can actually be cinematic and have this incredible story with it. You know, popular games, you know, RPGs aren't just a niche anymore. Like, you know, games like Final Fantasy 16, games like Outer Wilds, games, actually that doesn't even have difficulty, that's purely games like, it's like a really big like story based game. Horizon Zero Dawn, Forbidden West, all of those sorts of ones where the story and the lore is like incredibly important. Like those sorts of ones, I think it's fine there being an easy mode on there. Because some people like, this story is incredible, and yeah, I'm not particularly very good at video games, but I want to be able to experience this incredible story. Chuck it on story mode. Fabulous, amazing. For those who don't, who like, you know, want a bit of a challenge, chuck it up on a higher difficulty. It's fine. If you don't really particularly care about the story, you just want some challenging gameplay, great. Go for your life. You know, I think about games that don't have a difficulty level. You know, obviously nowadays there's heaps of them. But like, I just, anyone who kind of says, ooh, get this easy / story mode out of our games, I'm sorry, but you're not part of the circle of friends, my guy. Well, actually, no, I lie. Actually, no, I lie. It's a case of each to their own, but I won't, it's an argument I can in some ways see the reasoning behind, but yeah, we are an easy mode friendly space here. Partly because I am an easy mode gamer. But also, yeah, I think as video game stories become more cinematic, more love and care is crafted. More love and care is crafted into the stories. Actually, that's a very divisive statement. Some actually argue less love and care is put into the game stories, but anyway, that's a little debate for another day.
Do it.
Ready?
Battle begins.
Sussery and Yampino.
Battle begins.
Do another one of those.
Has been decided.
No. That's another thing. Oh my goodness. It's not even an update, but it was something we were talking about earlier. So we had this thing. We came up with this little crazy phrase called poker. As in, you gotta poker your life. Kind of like we're taking like the same energy as the treat yourself thing, but it's poker your life. POPA acronym stands for plan, organize, prepare, attack. And it is a methodology, a mindset, it is a lifestyle, it is a way of being that we have crafted to help you through any situation, big or small, abstract or okay. When you poker your life, things will go well. So, for instance, Christmas dinner, okay? Imagine it's Christmas dinner. You are in charge of doing the Christmas dinner for this year. Oh my goodness. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Well, poker your life. This one. Hit this one. P. You're playing. Right. How many people are we having? What kind of foods are we wanting? What do we need? What are we, you know, what are we even gonna do? Your plan. Get your plan on. Right. We have all that down? Let's go. Then you organize. So great. I've got all my all the dishes and plates and things I'm gonna need. I have organized my kitchen, so it is going to be so it is conducive to a Christmas dinner cooking environment. We buy all our food, you know, we'll buy all the things we need. If we were missing certain things that we're gonna need, we buy them, we get them all ready, we organize. Then comes the night, the day, or whatever time before Christmas dinner. Your second P, your prepare. You get ready, right, here's all my food. Gonna prepare it all up, get it all ready to go, and this bit's in the fridge so I can pull that out for this. Got it all ready, my dishes are all here. I've got them all ready to go. I've got people are bringing, I've told people what kind of food that they need to bring. We've prepared. We are ready to now attack. Attack. Christmas dinner. You have planned, you have prepared, no, you've planned, you've organized, you've prepared, and now you can attack the Christmas dinner with aplomb, grace, finesse, and hopefully zero stress. And then you can look back on a lovely Christmas dinner and say, thank you, I popered my life and I produced a lovely Christmas dinner as a result. Rokuru, hello! Hola, hola, welcome in. It is good to see you. How are things? How is life? How is the day slash late evening slash midnight going. The Naruto, it is going good. Which actually reminds me, after these two fights, I will be at 2,900, which I actually got to update that list shortly, but yeah, it is going good. It's going steady. It's just chilling and living. 4 AM, oh good god. I am genuinely, I don't know how you guys do it, how you like stay up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't even get past 11:30 at night without being like, my eyes are fighting at the moment. My eyes are really fighting. So God bless. Work at 8 this morning. Oh my god. I hope you're not needing to wake up at 8 at 8 tomorrow morning. Or technically, well, 8 this morning. How often do I lose a fight? Not often. Thankfully. I've only lost like 8 fights throughout this, and it was when I was playing an awful character, like Kankuro. Like an absolutely awful character, and then just on that particular fight, the enemy AIs just decided to be an absolute mongrel. So, luckily it's only been in the like 8,000 plus fights I've done so far. I've only lost like 8 times, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Moving tomorrow, but oh, you can start whenever. Good. Good. But anyway, in any case, I hope you wake up rested. That's what I like. That's what I like to. And my well wishes to everyone who comes over. I hope y'all wake up rested and hydrated. You know, Puppy uses. Oh my goodness, Tsunade, chill. Yeah, no, Puppet users in this could just go die. For lack of a better term. Where are we? Jugo and Kari. In fact, I'll update the list actually. Where we are, we're at 2,900. Lovely. Oh my god. Here we go. Lovely jubbly. You lose your place in the list often. No, I'll give you a little insight. After this fight, I'll give you a little insight into what's actually going on behind the scenes. Hopefully it will amaze and surprise and shock. Not really. But I've got like a little list. A little list beside me. I do actually have a awful habit of like, when I'm looking at it and like looking at the two characters, I'll kind of like accidentally read like a line above or below, and I'll end up doing a completely different matchup. And oftentimes I've done a matchup that I've already done, and then I've kind of stuffed up the numbers, so then I've got to do like an extra fight the next stream, but not count it towards the total just to make everything all balance out. So I wouldn't be surprised if over the course of all of this, there's been like a few fights that have kind of like been like misplaced here and there, like, you know, where the numbers don't completely line up, but I'll sort that out. It'll become more apparent when I get to like the last 100 where that's the case, but generally it's alright. Anyway, give you a little sneak peek and hopefully this works. Hopefully this works. Oh, yeah, no, it might work. Okay. Whoop. Do it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Right, so little sneak peek. This is my giant spreadsheet. All the reds are where I've lost a fight as well. So let's just zoom out. That little bubbles where my place is on my. I've got to open up on my desktop app. Oh, on the browser. Sorry, yeah. So these are all my fights. You can see there's still a few gaps. this is my, like, what I use to generate all the fights. So all of these, oh, lovely range table. All of these are, like, correspond to a cell on the other sheet. And so I just, like, fill it in, like, basically, you know, basically it randomly picks one of these blank ones. I'll write it down, let's just say N55, it randomly generates. I'll write that down along, so I'll do like N55 there. I'll then correspond, like, find where it is on this one, so N55, which one's that? Hang on. It is Eno and B, so then I would write Eno and B, and then technically that's 2 fights, so when I'm done that would be a 27, whichever one I'm at, and then I then go N55, where are we, and then I just mark it off as grey. Lovely. And then basically however many ones I do, I'll like, so like after this one I'll basically highlight all the ones that I've gotten to, copy, like cut and paste them into here, and then this is then what I use to just basically go and fill these all in after the fact. So that is it. This is the magic behind the scenes. So basically what I do is I just kind of like minimize my window here. So I basically just have this sitting next to me and I can just like look, just basically just scroll down the list, and then I know from the number what numbers I need to enter in. I just realized too, that whole thing at the top. Anyway, so that is the magic. Do I do spreadsheets in my day job? I don't. I am an IT consultant, which sounds way more technical than it is. I'm a modern workplace consultant at an IT/business management firm. So I help people. I say, yo, what's your problems? And they're like, I've got this Word document and I want to be able to collaborate on it with all my team. And I'm like, wow, seeing as you have Microsoft Teams, if you do this and this and this and this and this, and then we structure it this way, and then, you know, whatever. So it's like, that's only like a 1% of my job, but yeah. So I do work with spreadsheets, but I don't like work with spreadsheets in like the financial sense. Yeah. Yeah, that was lovingly crafted about a year and a half ago when I started. When I decided that I wanted to start streaming, and I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna do this. Like, I've always wanted to do something like this, so let's just do it. I spent a good like week putting that spreadsheet together. It was a lot of manual entry, but it was worth it. And then voila. Just picked up turned on a webcam, and off we go. I absolutely love spreadsheets. Excel is one of those things that at school you're just like, ugh, Excel, ugh. Then you get out of school and you realize the entire world is run on Excel spreadsheets. And there's even, best fact ever, there's an Excel World Championships. If you don't know what that is, look it up. You will not be disappointed. But no, it is all good. It has been fabulous having you in. It is good to see you. I'm glad things are going well. Wake up rested, wake up hydrated, and I hope tomorrow is a fabulous day for you. It's been good having you. Hope to see you again sometime. Oh no, I am doing the right fight. But I was a funny feeling I was doing the wrong fight, but I am doing the right one. And ring out. No, quiet. So where am I sitting at? I'm sitting at, should be around 80. 82? 82.
Battle begins.
So I'm gonna get us to a nice even number today. I'm gonna do get us to 2,890, I think. Do I? Possibly.
Victor has been decided.
Oh my goodness gracious, how many bloody times have we done it? Then again, as with everything, as with every matchup, we're gonna have to do them at some point, so might as well do them. And also, I think as we get closer, this is gonna be where the random, even though it's all random, this is now where we're gonna start getting like the same character multiple times. As it kind of now is, as we go through certain characters and all the percentage chances of getting a particular character are all completely, you know, unbalanced. So we're gonna start seeing a whole lot more of the same character like in a row or in a close match together, I reckon. Actually no, screw it. I'm gonna go through to basically I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 fights after this, and then I've kind of like reached the bottom of the current view in my spreadsheet before I have to scroll down to see more. So I might just do that. That's actually good bit. I'll take you to like 94 fights I think done. Which is a good number. Oh, and this month I've so basically I've got kind of got an arrangement at work that one day a month, which you typically normally should fall on the last Wednesday of every month, but over the last few months I've sort of moved it around. Okay, for other things. Basically I've got a free day a month that I can do with what I please. Or I can take that time off. But whatchamacallit? This month I've been moved from the last Wednesday to a Friday. To Friday the 25th. So it means that on that Thursday, which is in a couple of weeks actually, 2 weeks time, I'll probably do a longer Naruto stream. Because I don't have to get up early on Friday morning. So I'll probably stream till about like 10 o'clock or something. Means I can get more fights in. Because current thingy-bob is that we're gonna get to 0 fights on Sunday the 12th of November. I think it's the 12th. Basically it's the week of the... sometime around the 12th or the 13th, I think. If I remember Google correctly. Which is in November, and I want it to be in October. And pull all that time back. So the more I can do, and that number 2 as well is assuming an average of 100 fights per day. So around 200 fights a week. 200 fights a week, and then I'll be able to get into November. So So I need to just any fight over that is just slowly helping bring that date back. So would like it in October. So even if I can do like a whole nother like half a day's worth here and there, that should bring the total down.
You're weak.
Having said that, even too, like I'm doing, like today I'm only gonna end up doing like 94. I've done like 111 fights on another day. A couple of days ago, I did 111. Which brings that down, or balances it out, should I say?
Battle begins.
No choice.
Less. We've actually got some, all got like melee people coming up as well, which is very nice. Got another Gaara, an Obito Zetsu, Rampage, Jiraiya, Sugetsu, Sai, and Guy. Oh, Sai Guy. So very good.
No choice. Go to sleep. Burn away. Take this. No choice. You can't escape. Take this. Too slow.
And then one more shoot off. Beauty.
Has been decided.
My journal.
I'm also thinking, oh, and that's right, and then next month I've had to move my we call it a 20 and 19 day rather than doing a 9-day fortnight, do a 19-day 20-day. But next month on the 14th of September I'm getting my tattoo. I'm very excited. I'm kind of nervous because as much as everyone's like, oh my god, are you gonna be like, are you nervous from like how like it's gonna hurt? And I'm like, I've got like, I don't know, I've got no like point of reference for like pain comparison. And I'm thinking, I was telling the boy about it, I'm thinking, you know what, I'm not actually nervous that it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be too excruciating, I'm not gonna be able to handle it. Because I think about it, I'm like, I use a couple of sort of thought tactics. So one is, the sheer amount of people in this world that have tattoos is like, it's a lot of people. Like a lot of people. And they've got lots. And I'm thinking, if the pain of a tattoo was so unbearable, so excruciating, oh my goodness, it just hurt so much. Not as many people would have it. That's what I kind of feel. Even though you wouldn't actually know that until you start actually, you know, needle hit skin, and then you wouldn't actually know how bad much it hurts until then. But anyway, I kind of feel like if it was so bad, not as many people would have had it. Just one. Secondly, yeah, it's kind of like that. Oh no, that was my other point. So I've got this thing, like, I don't know, like, I'm sure it must have a name. Or just, maybe, no, I think it's just more of like a legal requirement. Is that certain, like, depending on sort of like your line of business or whatever, when you're making, when there's like an adverse effect that something has, oftentimes companies will exercise or err on the side of caution, in the sense that if someone says, this, you are going to feel pain at this, you may feel pain, you know, oftentimes, and I'm completely assuming that this is the case as well, but I've got a good feeling that it is. They will be saying that not because you will feel pain, but because all they need is for someone is to say, oh, you'll experience some discomfort. It's really what it is. All they need is to have said that, and then some Karen comes around and is like, oh, that hurt so much. You just told me it was gonna be discomfort. It was so painful. How dare you? You know, you should be more careful. You should have told me that from the start. You're malpractice. Whatever. Long story short, they'll always overdo it on something to catch those instances where actually that is someone's experience, and at least they've said it. At least they've said it, so they're covering their own ass with it. And I kind of feel like tattoos would be a similar thing. Not that they're trying to overestimate how painful it is, but like I feel like if a tattoo artist says it's going to be painful, I mean, they're probably also the kind of person that wouldn't bluff, or overdo it for the sake of a Karen, but I feel like there'll be an element of, you know, just in case they're one of those people that can't handle a bloody pinprick. You know, that sort of thing. Anyway, long story short, I've got a 6-hour tattoo session booked on the 13th of September and 14th of September, and I am over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Can't wait. Come on, Sugetsu. There we go. Right. Okay. Last 2 fights of the day coming up. Go. Guy. And Sai. Oh, got him. Lovely. And then once I've gotten that one, because that will be my Final Fantasy tick. I've got Final Fantasy etched onto me. Not actual text, but you know, something Final Fantasy related. Then I've got to, so that's that one ticked off, and then I need something Naruto, I need something Zelda, I need something Elder Scrolls. I need something Lord of the Rings scene? Yeah, actually, no, Lord of the Rings scene. Or Lord of the Rings inspired, should I say? Maybe just some album writing.
Am I now?
Something ice cream related? I feel like I'll just get like a little mini ice cream somewhere. Maybe I get a character eating ice cream. Maybe I do that. Excuse me. Get a character, I don't know who yet. Oh, who's like my favourite character in anything? I'll get a chibi Sasuke eating an ice cream. Done. Done. There we go. Okay.
What do you say?
Okay, maybe I'll do two more. Two more fights. Right, two more fights, definitely. Okay, Zabuza, and just because I don't play Zabuza very often. I feel like I'm going to be playing some of him and Haku hell of a lot more. Maybe sort of near the bottom.
Slice you up. Hidden miss jutsu. Slice you up.
And
Here goes.
There you are. There you are.
now I've got major cramps in my tummy and I don't know why.
Has been decided.
Okay, right. Definitely last fight. Boo and Zabuza. After this, we are down to, technically, 2,882. Very exciting.
Here goes.
Jutsu.
Here you go. Here you go.
You. Lovely. And then one more. No, one more. Lovely. Beautiful. Okie dokie. Okie dokie pokey. That is us for this fine, lovely evening. We are down to 2,882. Jubbly. Alright, that will do me for this evening. As I said, I will, well, I said way earlier, I will be off tomorrow. I'll be back on Sunday. Might be doing trails. It might be Tunic. Or no, East 5. It'll be something anyway. Anyway, but until then, have a fabulous day, or night, or evening, or wherever you is. Make sure you eat lots of ice cream, make sure you drink lots of cups of tea, stay well, stay rested, stay hydrated, stay fruity fresh, stay fabulous, and I will see y'all later. Bye!